Picture this. You're on a first date with the person of your dreams in the fanciest restaurant in town. The waiter brings you the house special, chicken goujons and chips, covered in ketchup. As he places this feast before you, he whispers, "Enjoy your meal." To which you politely retort, "Thanks. You too." The restaurant goes silent. Your date's cutlery crashes to the table. Faces contorted in equal parts horror and confusion stare back at you. "Thanks. You too, you monstrous fool. The waiter's not eating. Why would you say that? You've ruined this date and your one chance of love." This immense anger you channel at yourself manifests as a surge of hot, bitter bile rises up your throat. And in this moment you find yourself asking, what is bile? How does it affect my health? And do the bacteria in my gut play a role in this crosstalk? Well, firstly, bile is made in your liver from cholesterol and then stored in your gallbladder. From there, it's released into your gut upon the consumption of food, particularly fatty foods. You see, bile breaks down the fats in your gut the same way that washing up liquid breaks down the oil in your dishes. Like the dishes you gorged the family meal deal for six off because you were comfort eating, and ultimately alone. So, is this all that bile does? Well, no. You see, an important ingredient of bile are bile acids. Now, these bile acids come in many shapes and sizes and can trigger receptors in your gut that can influence cholesterol levels, blood sugar levels, and even weight gain. Now, interestingly, each type of bile acid triggers these receptors to different degrees. So, if I had more of bile acid A than you, I might have higher cholesterol, whereas you might have higher levels of bile acid B than I and have lower blood sugar levels. So you see, the composition of all the bile acids in your gut, or your bile acid signature, is directly affecting your health. So, how do bacteria come into this? So some of these bile acids are actually pretty harmful to the bacteria that inhabit your gut. Just as harmful as your parents constantly asking why you don't have a date for your cousin's wedding. Hopefully, COVID will cancel it. So, to combat this, certain bacteria in your gut have evolved a very specific mechanism that allows them to change the chemistry of some of these bile acids into different forms that help the bacteria to survive better. But by changing the chemistry of these bile acids, they are in turn changing the way these bile acids trigger the receptors in your gut. So the community of all the bacteria in your gut, or your microbial fingerprint, which is unique to you, is directly affecting your bile acid signature, which is directly affecting your health. So the research I'm engaged with is investigating how these bacteria could offer new routes of therapy for several diseases. So the next time you feel that pang of loneliness and that rush of bile up your throat, just think of me.